G'day guys, Chewie here and welcome back to some more coverage of Warlords of Draenor, where today I'm happy to introduce my Paladin. It took me a little while, but in the background whilst doing all these other videos, I did manage to level up my Pally to 100, and I spent a little bit of time in Ashran just grinding up some of those points in honor just to really gear him out for basically jumping into the arenas. Now, I guess I want to talk about it. So when I grounded up the Paladin, I was really tossing up between either going heals or DPS. I thought, bugger it, I'm going to throw heals in there because I kind of like playing support casters. I don't know why, but I just do. So I went for the heal spec. So I'm all about the Holy Paladin in a new series that I'm going to be starting with, of course, the Paladin class I'm showing you now. So just talk about it. Obviously, with the skills being that the Holy Paladin that you are, you really want to be stacking a critical strike. And the reason why I say you want to stack that skill is because you really want the critical strike to be at maximum benefit. So when you are casting your heals and you do get those procs of critical damage or critical healing, that is going to help so much. So honestly, I'll leave a little bit more further description in the video. I won't talk too much about stats, but I'll leave some information in there for you anyway, well, the way I'm going with it. What I will talk about, though, is that more importantly, is the talents that I'm going for the Holy build. Now, because I'm doing 2v2, there's a slight thing that you could do as a variant for 3v3. But in 2v2, I'm pretty much going to go with this for the actual rounds that I'll be showing you. For the first tier of the talents, I'm going for Speed of Light, which is just a great ability for me to get away and hide behind the pillars and get into that position of self-healing again. Fist of Justice, I'm definitely keeping that because able to apply that stun every 30 seconds is just going to assist so much if we're going against maybe, you know, like a mirror matchup that's heal or DPS combo. For the next tier, pretty self-straightforward. I'm going to go for the Eternal Flame. Having that ability there is just absolutely awesome, and the heal, it's just great. The next area here, this really is up to you. Unbreakable Spirit is really, really good, giving you a quicker application of your Divine Shield, but I kind of like Clemency because if I'm not getting focused, then I get 2 applications of Hand of Sacrifice, and it tears off quite nicely with my Glyph, which I'll talk about. As for the next area, I like to go for the Defined Purpose, and the reason why I like to go for that is basically, I have a 25% chance to consume this ability, the Eternal Flame, as if it wasn't consumed and use it again for 3 points without using it. So if I build up my Holy Power, which if you do have a Paladin, you probably already know this, but I'm just going to be boring and do it anyway, there's a 25% chance when I do create this spell that it will proc, and it did, and now I can cast it again absolutely free of charge as if it's maximum benefit. And of course, it can keep reapplying itself. And I find, I don't know, I really like Eternal Flame because it is probably our only heal over time spell, and I really like it. Some other ways you could go for is, you could obviously going for this as well, which is viable, and also the Holy Avenger, which really does assist as well. But honestly, I really like the Defined Purpose. For the next tier, it's pretty straightforward. A lot of these tiers have their pros and cons. Executioner Sentence does have that big tick boon for the heal, and can be used as a DPS ability in hindsight, but honestly, the Holy Prism, it's just all well-rounded, and it's an instant cast, so I'm going to be running around, jumping a bit, and casting that ability is a godsend in the arena. As for the next tier, really, honestly, if it's 2v2, you want to be going for Saved by the Light. Basically what that does is when I apply my Beacon of Light onto a target, and it's obviously going to be on a DPS I'm linked with, wherever it is, that if either one of us get below 30% HP, this will trigger as a passive, which basically means the person that's got my Beacon of Light will have it triggered and basically gain a 30% of their maximum health as sort of like a shield, which is great. Same again for me. So technically, we've got Saved by the Light, which works on our hero that we've actually cast our buff on with Beacon of Light, and it also applies on ourselves as well. So it's just really an all-round great passive for defensive capabilities. That's the skills in a nutshell. As for the glyphs, guys, it really is up to you. You can go for the Beacon of Light, removing the cooldown. Not a huge thing in there. Probably key one I would recommend going for is the Flash of Light. So if you are in a critical spot and you're having to run away, having that buff so your Flash of Light every turn goes up in healing capability, as you see then a crit just went off, is just the one you want to be going for. As for the next tier, I like to go for the Glyph of Hand of Sacrifice, which basically means you defer that damage and give them that reduction buff that you apply in your ally, but you actually don't defer any of the damage to yourself, so it's just beautiful. And that's pretty much what I go for in terms of what I'm trialing anyway for my talents and my glyphs for this season with the H Pally. Now, what I am actually doing is I've actually got my butt together and I've got some keybinds. So rather than having to mouse over on these things, because sometimes I miss them, I've keybound some common skills that I'm going to be using a lot. So like my Burst of Speed, which I've keybound to my mouse. I've got my Trinket proc if I need to cast it to free myself. I've got my one macro, which is basically just a mixture of using my the Aura Mastery. I've got to go over that skill, and also using my wings as well, which is going to increase my ability to heal. And I've also got a quick keybind applied for my Divine Shield, so I can quickly cast that with one press of the button. And they're pretty much the keybinds that I'm going for. I do need to get my butt together and just figure out something a little bit better, maybe in terms of a macro, so my Hand of Sacrifice can be done on a keybind. But I'm just going to play with these at the moment because I find that 9 times out of 10 I'm not going to get a chance to cast this because I usually get trained. But let's just save that for some arena matches. I hope you enjoyed just a really quick intro to the H Pally. This is the first time I've actually ever PvP healed. Well, I should say PvP healed in an arena. I've sort of played around on a BG unrated, but honestly, I'm really excited. I'm excited to finally jump in as a healer, and what better class to do it than the Holy Paladin? Alright guys, let's check out some arena action. Alright guys, welcome to the first arena matchup, playing as the Holy Paladin. We're going to be versing against a Restoration Druid and a DK, a Frost DK, so it's very interesting. I think actually before this one, because I'm narrating after the fact, I think I did one match beforehand, so it's probably not going to say it's my first match in arena, but it's technically my second, I think. Anyway, so I guess at this point, it's all new to me, guys. I'm hoping I get some feedback from some pro healers out there or something. But I guess I've got to, I mean, what I found, right, is if you're going against, and we're discussing it here, what we should do is, even though I am the Pally, I do have that ability to be using my stun, so as much as I can stun that opponent as I should be doing so. So something I've sort of learned after doing a few of these matches one after the other is I'm definitely going to need to get that stun on one of my key bindings. I really wasn't thinking about offensive abilities. I was just thinking about all the defensive abilities that I could be casting to save my allies. So you can see there, even though I was stunned for that period, I'm wasting a little bit of time just standing there on the spot. Another thing I found is having my Rebuke probably on a key binding. You know, as I did a few of these matches, I found very handy as well. But really, I really like the heals because instead of focusing on the DPS, I'm sort of giving that pressure that I could stun, and it's really all on me and my healing capabilities. And I really find, depending on the matchups, they either test your ability by smashing you in the face as hard as they can, or they go after your DPS to see if you can, you know, outlive the amount of damage output they're going to do. So in this sort of scenario, it's not too bad. I mean, the character could be versing in this DK could be interrupting me quite a lot. I haven't seen him interrupt me yet, so that's playing to my advantage. And another thing here, I think even though I'm still learning the heals, we're doing quite well. I'm keeping him up, and the heals are great, but I think I could be casting, yeah, and I think you said it there as well, probably that Hand of Freedom, and I really started to see that those crucial abilities should be swapped out. I really only want to be having my Holy Shock, my ability to do my Holy Prism, obviously my Eternal Flame and my Flash of Light, and I guess, you know, I probably don't really need my normal heal that takes a little bit longer to tick, and my debuff, and probably more of those crucial skills need to come down for next week's series. But look, I still had some fun in the matchups with how I played it, and I can definitely see how tweaking a few of those abilities helped so much. So at this point I needed to get up there and started applying some significant heals on my ally DK because he got quite low, but that's alright, we've smashed the Druid, and at this point, well, pretty much, sorry, we killed their DPS, I should say, and at that point he pretty much gave up. So not bad for the second match, but the first one I'm showing you of the Holy Paladin, and I'm really enjoying it. So let's jump into some more heals action. Alright guys, so we got, oh my god, another Restoration DK combo. Were these guys a revenge one? I'm just trying to think. I played so much Arena after all these videos. I can't remember if these are the same guys. I'm probably going to have to stick to the screen. I'm sure someone will comment if they are, but, you know, what better way to train than same as usual, yeah. Keep casting the Freedom. Let's see if I learn my lesson this time, actually, because I'm finding it quite fun with the heals. I mean, hopefully we're going to see some more action where I get a lot more pressure put on myself, like a double DPS combo. But honestly, it really is, like, it really is good fun. And I must say, statistically, usually it seems like you have a higher chance of winning. Of course, you know, that is very dependent on your team. So we've got the Druid that's stealthed in there nicely. He's still staying stealth, doesn't want to be seen, so we're just going to put some pressure on that DK. I think I was circling around in there trying to get a good position, so they've just done a double CC on me, so that diminishing's kicking in. My DK ally is getting quite low, so at this point I think I totally forgot that I had macros, and so, sorry, key bindings, I went to click, so I'm going to stop that, but I definitely know that they're there. But you can see with that burst heal, oh man, we just brought him right back up there, and he managed to nail them. Awesome. Awesome. But let's not make it that close for the next match. Okay, and for our next, another Restoration Druid. Honestly, guys, I've never seen so much heals in my life. But I think half this night I was versing healers all night long, which is quite interesting because in that sort of matchup, they're probably either going to be trying to put that pressure on me, and whilst trying to keep his DPS alive, and vice versa, we're doing the same. So it's been a good experience, and you know, it's not too bad. But I can see the significant benefit for a Restoration Druid in Arena, because being able to have a heal over time spell while having an arsenal of them is just so handy. Like, you know, and not having that fear of interrupt as high as probably I would, because all my casts are channeled except for my Holy Shock and, of course, my Holy Prism. And you know what, this is a great thing. I think I stood there and I thought, you know what a great turn to be sitting around and applying some heals, because every time I do heal, we are getting an application of that shield buff, which is beautiful. So I'm just trying to smash it down on my DK, which is lovely. So I'm just increasing it. And I was just thinking at that point, you see, initially I can see it there as well. I think I tried to decurse that ability, so I've got that bloody nasty ass rogue all up in my grill, and there comes the significant holy kick, whatever he did. It basically puts me in a 5-second and then another stun. Like, those rogues just have an arsenal of interrupts and stuns. So at this point, I think I did it quite well there. I managed to use my key binding there to pop my wings, and I'm casting a few abilities. I was trying to do a little bit of left and right sort of movements to try to juke around on that rogue. And this is very interesting. Rather than applying my bubble, I actually went to change that for the Hand of Protection. The reason why I went for that is it's a rogue, all the damage is melee, so I figured. And there he goes there. So what a brilliant show up. What a brilliant shot. And there we go. Just awesome. I'm loving the heals. Loving it. Let's jump into some more. Alright guys, and for our next matchup, we've got another Restoration Druid. It's Druid Night, guys. I'm really sorry to smash you with all the Druid videos, and I'll probably cut it there because I don't want to keep the video going too long. But don't worry, there'll be plenty more action where you get to see a lot more of healer versus 2 DPS and my face getting pummeled. But I kid you not, probably I'm recalling this night that we had a significant increase, and I think we actually, the first time that we first did double DPS, I wasn't expecting it, and I think we fell, but that was a lesson in me. But again, yeah, we're just talking about it, really need to be applying that Hand of Freedom. So even though I've made a few sort of tweaks, I guess, to the Holy Paladin, you know, I can really see that benefit of those keybinds. Well, let's jump straight into it. So obviously the Druid's doing the usual, he's sneaking around. The Pally's coming in to put significant pressure on the DK by the looks of it, or am I just running around like a crazy person? Yeah, I'm running around like a crazy person. So there we go, I went to cast the ability, so he's just doing his normal stun there. I just double trinket, I just did my double ability where I used my trinket in concession with the keybind on my burst just to start really pounding up some life, because you can see that pressure from that DPS hitting me very, very hard at that point. And there it is. Look, we've just managed to put him pretty much in critical. So that's the match, easy as. Look guys, and we hammered it. I hope you enjoyed the video show that we did of, I guess, the first series of the Holy Paladin, and I hope you enjoyed my commentary, and please give me some feedback. Was that good or bad, Hills? As always guys, thanks for watching.